So, what if I'm correct and rates actually are going to go down over the next couple years? Should you wait to buy to get a lower rate? That's a great question. And actually, it's a question which is incorrectly keeping a lot of people out of the market because they're focusing only on one part of the equation of the wealth creation of owning versus renting. And so I want to kind of go over this number with you so you can actually see what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and dig into it. So let's just say we have a home worth 440,000 today, and we're going to start with the rate today. This is February 2023, so around 6.5%. Paying one discount point, let's just say for that. This is not a rate quote. This is just for the purpose of kind of showing you. So these are near accurate numbers, but everybody's different. So we're going to do 5% down, 6.5% rate. Got mortgage insurance of $77. Okay. So I think that rates will go down. And you can see here that in just the next 6 months, it's almost a 1% drop that I'm showing here. So that's a meaningful drop and would cause a person to think I should wait and get that lower rate and lower payment. But we got to look at the whole picture here and we'll do that. But I think rates go from 5% a year from now, 2 years from now, sometime the next 2 years, hit 4.5%. And then that'll maybe be a low. And let's just say 6.25. It's really hard to know what rates will do 3 years from now. It's hard enough to do it 2 years from now. I actually think home values will go up. And there was recently a survey done by the 150 top economists in the United States. And that just came out. And when they said that they thought that interest rates will go up, or not interest rates, but home values would go up a little over 23% over the next 5 years. And that they think interest rates put in the top October 2022. So they think, like I do, rates will go down and home values will go up. So here's some that I've used, just kind of using historical averages here to show. Again, I think the first quarter of 2023 values will be soft, maybe even back a bit. However, I think as rates come down, that market heats up because check out my other videos about supply and demand, lack of inventory. Once the rates get to the right spot, people will come back because they still want to own. Okay, so does it make sense? Well, let's take a look at the actual cost. You can make an informed decision. So what this shows me is if you wait 6 months, you would reduce your monthly payment by $210. That's a meaningful savings. That's $2,500 over the course of a year. And that's significant, right? And let's just go to the extreme. Say you timed it just perfect and you bought it when rates got down to the lowest and let's say 4.5%. That's $305 lower cost. This is what's keeping people, for the wrong reasons, out of the market. Because what they're not looking at is during the same time, while you are getting a lower payment, you gave up the value that went up over time. And during that time, if you own a home, you pay down the principal balance. So 2 years from now, you don't owe the same amount, you owe less. So if you sold the house for the same value, you get that money back. So when you actually take a look at best case scenario, yes, you saved $305 per month, but you paid $53,000 to do that. So let's look at it a different way. Let's just say hypothetically you were allowed to spend that much money in closing cost. Wouldn't it make more sense to buy at today's lower value and maybe spend $25,000 to permanently buy down your interest rate? You save money. Now you can't do that because the costs are too high, but even if you could, I wouldn't recommend it. It's too high of a cost to get that benefit. And that's what I'm saying right here. It's to save $305, it's costing you $53. That's too much. It doesn't make sense. So how do you win at the game then? Quite simply this. If you agree with me that you think home values will be stable and continue to go up on their historical averages, and if you do think you're an optimist like me and rates will go lower in the future, the best way to win this game is if you can afford, you buy today. You buy today in a market when sellers are more willing to negotiate with buyers, you have less competition, you can drive a better deal today than when rates are at 4.5%, 4.75%, or 5%. That market's going to heat back up and you're not going to get the same good deal. And then in the future, when if the rates present themselves, you refinance and you get the lower rate. What's the cost of refi? Well, if you just look at hard cost, lender, title, escrow, appraisal stuff, I don't know, $3,800 or $4,500 for that, depending if you need the appraisal or not. And then you might choose, like here in our example, to pay another discount fee. But what I'm saying is it's way, way, way less than $53,000. So your way to win is not to wait. If you can afford to buy today, you can drive a better deal, purchase the home at a lower cost, and then in the future, you do the refinance and you'll even save more than what we just showed by the person who decides to give up $53,000 to get that $300 lower payment 2 years from now. I hope this helped. If it did, hit the thumbs up. People need to hear about this. They need to understand the cost of waiting. Share it with your friends. And until next time.